All right, let's dive into something that's, well, a pretty big deal. We're talking about two very different worlds smashing into each other: the super official, buttoned up world of US government economic data, and the wild, fast moving frontier of blockchain. So, what actually happens when official government numbers become programmable? Let's get into it.
Just think about this for a second. What if the very instant a new GDP number drops, a whole universe of financial apps could react to it automatically? No human delay, no manual data entry, just pure real-time response. It honestly sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but believe it or not, this is the future being built as we speak. Okay, so first up, let's just cover the what. What is the core announcement here? Because this really is a landmark moment for how we think about public information.
And here's the headline: the US government is now putting its key economic data directly on the blockchain. And I want to be clear, this isn't some pilot program or a vague proposal for the future. No, this is happening right now, and it's a massive shift in how data gets shared with the world.
So who's actually doing the work? Well, the government isn't trying to build all this tech from scratch. They're actually teaming up with two of the biggest names in the crypto space, Chainlink and Pyth. You've got Chainlink working with the Bureau of Economic Analysis, or BEA, to put things like real GDP and the PCE price index, which is a huge inflation metric, on chain. And at the same time, you've got Pyth working with the Department of Commerce to do the same for GDP. This shows that these major government agencies are partnering directly with established crypto infrastructure. It's a really big vote of confidence.
Okay, so that's the what. But the question you're probably asking is why? Why now? What's the motivation behind this big push?
Well, this whole move is part of a much bigger strategic plan coming from the Trump administration. Looking at the source material, it boils down to three main goals. First, just making government spending way more transparent. Second, boosting accountability by making all this data super easy for anyone to access and verify. And third, and this one is a biggie, to position the United States as a global leader in the entire crypto and blockchain industry.
And this quote right here just says it all. The ambition is not just to update a few databases. The stated goal is to make the US a world capital of crypto. I mean, that phrase alone shows you this isn't just seen as a tech upgrade. It's a major strategic move with huge economic and even geopolitical implications.
So we have the government data over here and the blockchain way over there. But how do you actually get them to talk to each other? That brings us to the little piece of magic tech that makes this whole thing possible.
I mean, it's the obvious question, right? It's not like you can just copy and paste something from a government website onto a decentralized network. You need a secure, reliable, and trustworthy connection between these two worlds. And that connection has a name. It's called an oracle. Yep, the answer is a blockchain oracle. The easiest way to think of it is as a secure data bridge. See, blockchains, by their nature, are isolated. They can't look up outside information on their own. The oracle's whole job is to go out into the real world, securely grab data, like these official government stats, and bring it back onto the blockchain so that smart contracts can actually read it and use it.
And when you break it down, the process is pretty straightforward. First, the oracle fetches the data, pulling it directly from the official source. Second, and this is absolutely critical, it verifies the integrity of that data. It makes sure it's the right number and that nobody has messed with it along the way. And finally, once it's verified, it publishes that data on-chain, where any smart contract can access it. Okay, so we've covered the what, the why, and the how. Now for the most exciting part, the so what. What does this all actually mean for the future? What does it unlock?
The bottom line is this. You now have a trusted, real-time fire hose of official US economic data flowing directly into the decentralized world. This is the solid bedrock, the foundation that a whole new generation of financial products and services can be built on top of. And the possibilities here just explode. I mean, think about automated trading bots that can react to an inflation number before a human can even finish reading the headline, or real-time prediction markets on economic outcomes. You could see way more sophisticated risk management for DeFi, that's decentralized finance, where a lending protocol automatically adjusts interest rates based on GDP growth. This could also kickstart things like stablecoins backed by real economic data, tokenized government bonds, or a whole new wave of what we call real-world tokenized assets, or RWAs. The key takeaway is that real-world economic facts are now becoming programmable.
And while the US is making a huge splash here, it's important to remember they're not the only ones in the pool. This is part of a growing global trend. You see other countries like the Philippines, the UK, and El Salvador all exploring ways to bring their own public data on-chain. The US is definitely aiming to be a leader, but it's not alone in this race.
So this leaves us with a pretty massive question, doesn't it? We're watching static government reports get turned into live, programmable, real-time resources that anyone, anywhere can build on top of. Is this the first major step toward a future where all public information is not just published, but is made truly interactive and alive? That is the big idea to chew on.